Hey guys, it's Dr. Bickling from Own It Dental. Here's my contact information if you need to get a hold of me. If you guys are enjoying these videos, please do give me a thumbs up, hit that like button. It only takes a second and it helps me out tremendously. Also make sure you're subscribed because I put out 2 videos every week. And if there's any content for videos you'd like for me to make in the future, go ahead and drop it down in the comment section right down below. I'll make a special video just for you. Maybe I'll even give you a shout out. All right, today we're going to talk about hiring avocados, or more or less hiring staff as if you're buying avocados. You know, I love avocados. I eat avocados every day. I love guacamole. Sometimes I'll have avocado toast. Sometimes I'll just slice up that avocado and just eat it right off the plate. And like I said, I eat it every day. But as many of you know, it's difficult to find a perfectly ripe avocado from the store every single day. So how do I do it? Well, what I do is I buy avocados 3 times a week. First, I'll start with some green avocados here. You know, I'll buy some green avocados from the store, underripe, right? And I'll put them in a bowl next to avocados that are already ripened, right? And so those green ones will just ripen as time goes on. And whenever I need an avocado, I'll just go and I'll grab one that I like and cut it up and enjoy it. So that way I just always have a constant supply of ripe avocados. Sometimes I don't get to them in time and they do go bad, and then, you know, I have to show them the exit, right? So as you guys can imagine, this isn't about me eating avocados. This is about hiring staff. You know, back when I was a kid and I remember going to the dentist, it was always the same dentist, the same front desk staff, the same assistant, the same hygienist. It was always the same for years and years and years. But these days, it's not quite the same. According to careerbuilder.com, this is from October 2021, they did a study of the average amount of time that each generation spends in any given role in the workplace. And you can see that baby boomers spend over 8 years in a position in the workforce. Gen X, I'm Gen X, we spend, over 5 years in a role. But once we get down to millennials and Gen Z, the time frame gets shorter and shorter. Now, this is across all of the workforce. In dentistry, it's actually even worse. I've heard people say that the average time span of millennials and Gen Z in the dental field is less than 18 months. And I'm sure most of you believe that. So the way I look at it, the employment cycle is, instead of just having enough employees, I always like to have to hire an employee just before I need them, and when they come in, they're going to be green, they're going to be underripe, but they get to ripen and learn and train right alongside the staff that's been with me, the staff that knows how to do their job, the staff that enjoys their job, the staff that I enjoy seeing every day. So then you have, like I said, your perfectly ripe ones, the ones that are in there just doing their job every day. You may also have some of those spoiled employees, the ones that are either have one foot out the door, or you'd like to show them the door if at all possible. But if you don't have enough employees, it's impossible to get rid of the ones that you might want to get rid of. And also, if they do happen to quit, or if you do happen to have somebody walk out on you that you weren't expecting, then you're left shorthanded. And that's the problem of having just enough staff, is that if somebody does leave unexpectedly, now you're left shorthanded. The other downside, like I mentioned, is that if you do have a bad employee, you're also afraid to let them go, because if you did, then you would be shorthanded. Having rotten employees, or having employees leave unannounced or without you knowing about it, it puts undue pressure on the staff that you want to keep, because when somebody leaves, now all that extra work goes to the staff that you like, the staff that's doing a fine job. It makes their life more difficult, though. When staff, oftentimes, when they complain about staff turnover, it's not that they're complaining about staff leaving, it's that they're complaining that when that staff member does leave, all of their work now goes to the employees that you like. So that's what they're upset about, is getting the more work. And lastly, having just enough staff or being shorthanded also limits your ability to grow. If you have just enough staff, it's very difficult not only to keep your existing patients, but once you start adding new patients to that, there ends up being more work for the staff that you have. And again, that's what frustrates them in the long run. So I think the appropriate number of staff to have is n+1, where n is your current number of staff in any given position. You always want to be looking, you always want to be hiring staff to have that extra staff member in each position. And I know what you're thinking, but Dr. Bigling, staff salaries are already through the roof. How can I afford all that extra payroll? And let me tell you something, I've done this. This is how I ran my businesses. I was always hiring that +1 in every single position. And let me tell you what ended up happening. I never really had to carry extra salary more than maybe a week or two at a time. Because what ends up happening is this. You know, when you bring in that green and underripe employee, right, they're going to be sitting there, they're going to be learning, and they're going to be helping out, you know, even if they're not, you know, perfectly ripe like the rest of them. But what ends up happening is that these employees over here that are like 1 foot out the door, they're going to perhaps see that person come in and go, man, this person's doing a better job than I was doing. And they're going to get uncomfortable and they're going to end up leaving on their own. Or the other thing that happens is this person that you hire, they come in, they don't quite work out, and you just kind of let them go. So within a week or two, you're going to start to find that, you know, either this employee isn't going to work out or this employee is going to find their way out the door. And maybe you find that this employee comes in and they work out tremendously. And then if this person decides not to quit, now you're in a position where you can show them the door. You know, so what this does is this is constantly giving you the option to either, one, defend yourself if somebody does leave preemptively, or two, if you have an employee that's not working out, now you have the confidence, the wherewithal to make sure that you can show them the free marketplace because you have that extra staff that's come in and helping you out. So the way I see it is this: if you have just enough staff, you know, basically you have these 3 avocados right here. You know, that's the world that you're living in. So you have those 3 avocados, all right? But if I gave you a choice of these 4 avocados and I said, pick 3 of them, which ones would you pick? Would you pick these 3 avocados? Or would you pick these 3 avocados? My guess is that you would pick these 3 avocados. And so that's why the hiring like you're buying avocados is the correct method of hiring, because you're always going to have a fresh source of talent. And one of 2 things is going to work out. Either this talent's not going to work out or this talent's going to end up leaving. Worst case scenario, you now have 4 avocados that are all perfect. And what you're going to end up finding is you're going to end up filling your schedule with more patients because now you have more capacity. You know, when you're limited with your staff, when you're limited with the number of people that you have, you're also limited with the number of patients that you see. So you're actually probably going to see a side benefit of your production going up and your collections going up because now you have more capacity to see more people. All right, so this is just a different take on how to hire. I hope you liked it. I want you to put some thought into it. And trust me when I say you're not really going to be carrying that extra staff salary, and you might even be surprised. Your production and your collections may actually grow from having the extra capacity in the first place. It's good talking to you, it's good seeing you, and I'll see you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like it, go to ownitdental.com or click the link above and check out my services. I have dozens of hours of training videos and have negotiated reduced lab fees for all my clients. So if you want to get out of the dental chair and start owning your business, go to ownitdental.com and check out my services, and I'll see you soon.